If you're thinking about doing 75 hard, you should watch this video first. So yes, welcome back to Lavin's Lab. And in this video, I'm going to explain how 75 hard went, the rules, and what I actually thought of the challenge. So yes, on this YouTube channel, Lavin's Lab, this was the first experiment that went underway. Experiment 001, 75 hard. So, you might be wondering, what even is 75 hard? 75 hard is a mental toughness challenge for 75 days made by Andy Frisella, focusing on 6 daily non-negotiable tasks. Here's the rules. I'm going to go through them each, one by one, tell you exactly what I thought of each of them. You also might be wondering, why did I decide to do this? I decided to do this to see if I could stick to a strict set of rules for 75 days, and I also wanted to see how it would change my life. I'm emphasizing this is my honest experiment of my views and progress. Okay, without further ado, let's get into all the rules. Now, in terms of workouts for 75 hard, you had to do 2 a day, 2 45-minute workouts, and one workout had to be outdoors, whether it was sun, rain, snow, hailstones, whatever it was, had to be outdoors. And this part wasn't physically challenging, but it was mentally exhausting. I quite liked playing basketball, made it a lot easier, especially when it's dry weather like this. But I've done loads of other activities, which I'll put on the screen now. Some of it consisted of playing Gaelic football. I love Gaelic football. Soccer with the local club, Rapid Viagra. Sometimes I'd walk. And it's okay to walk, because it's still an outdoor workout. But sometimes I just felt tired, and I wasn't able to do a fast run, or any other outdoor workout that's just really tiring. Yeah, I love trying new sports. Might be a few new sports coming in the new year, so stay tuned for that. Without further ado, moving on to the indoor workouts. So in terms of the second 45-minute workout of the day that I did every day, was a gym session. I had a lower body session on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays due to a back injury that I had stemming from weak glutes. So I tried to focus on them more and build them up a good bit. And it definitely worked, to be fair, because glutes ended up being the strongest part of my entire body. In terms of upper body sessions then, I had an upper body session on a Tuesday and a Thursday. And then I had a session here in this very room on a Saturday, which consisted of abs, pull-ups, push-ups, a few bodyweight sort of exercises, light enough to keep it on a Saturday. On a Sunday, I had a bit of a stretching session. Again, most of the time in this very room here. Because doing a gym session every single day is genuinely not good for you. The real progress is made during rest days. Make sure and don't think that you need to be doing a gym session every single day, because you don't. So, in terms of drinking 4 litres of water a day, this was difficult enough. Some days might be drinking 5 or 6, depending on how much activity I'm doing. But other days, when I'm not doing that strenuous of activities, like on a Sunday, when I'm going for a walk or doing a stretching session, it's hard to get 4 litres of water in a day. Sometimes, drinking this much water, you're in and out of the toilet like a yo-yo. It's handy, I have my bottle the whole time. This is exactly 1 litre of water. So 4 of these a day hits the mark. Okay, moving on to the food. So in terms of food, I stuck to a pretty strict diet. That's right. Frying roses every single day for 75 days. Okay, obviously not, but this kitchen here is where the magic happens. I love the meal and I'll still continue to eat it. It is chicken, sweet potato, broccoli and green beans. That's exactly what I had for most days. At the start it was chicken and rice and broccoli with a sprinkle of lemon. That was quite nice too. But the rice goes a lot better with mince, and then the sweet potato goes a lot better with chicken, I find. And they're really good whole foods to eat, and they'll keep you satiated for a while. They'll also make you feel really good and have a lot of energy for the whole day. Again, it's just whole foods, clean eating. It makes you feel 10 times better. If you want to know all my calorie surplus, maintenance and deficit, watch my first video of 75 hard, day 38. I go through it properly there, in depth. That's exactly how I lost a lot of fat, but still maintained muscle and built it along the way. So yeah, go check out that video. But don't be having too many of these. Now, I think another rule was to read 10 pages of a book every single day, a non-fiction book. Now, you might say, Fazan might say that I didn't read 10 pages of a book every single day, but what I did do was read pages, take notes, and absorb the information a lot better. By doing that, I learned a lot of life lessons from this book, so I'd 100% recommend it. And if you want to hear some of my best takeaways from this book, Check out my day 38 out of 75 and my day 75 out of 75 videos. A lot of people said to me that they learned a lot from my takeaways from that book, so go check them out. So yes, I definitely recommend this book. Tiny changes equals remarkable results. So, another rule of the challenge was no cheap meals or alcohol. A lot of people thought this would have been the hardest rule, not to drink alcohol. But the hardest rule was no cheap meals. I know they're the same rule, but the hardest for me was no cheap meals. Like, I love food. I'm not that big of a fan of alcohol. Like, I never even really drink that much alcohol at all. Like, no, to be fair, I'm actually not that big of a drinker. No, to be fair, like, I'd never really just sit here and just drink alcohol. Like, I only actually drink for like, special occasions or something like that, you know? Oh, shit, cut the camera. Look, I'm obviously joking. My honest opinion, not drinking alcohol is really not that hard. As long as you don't put yourself in that environment. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, but you're not going out, like, you're not being sociable and all this sort of stuff. Like, it's 75 days. If you want to lock in for something, you will lock in. The hardest part about not drinking alcohol was college Christmas Day. That was pretty difficult when everyone else around was drinking alcohol and I was just drinking my Coke Zeros, filling myself up with caffeine as well, with coffee and stuff, just to feel some sort of a buzz. But if you've never drank alcohol before and you don't know what it's like, then it's much easier for you to put yourself in them situations because you don't know what it's like and you're not tempted to try it. But if you know what it's like before and you know the good buzz that you get off it, it makes it a lot more difficult to be in those environments and situations and not drink the alcohol. To anyone saying, oh, you're not being sociable and you're not going out and all this sort of stuff, there was barely anything on in those 3 months apart from college Christmas Day, and I still went out that day. Sometimes you just gotta make some sacrifices. If you want something bad enough, you're just gonna have to make the sacrifices to get it. And that's what I did. Moving swiftly onwards. Another rule was to take a progress picture every single day, which I did do. I'm not gonna show every single progress picture. I will show day 1 and day 75. As I've already shown in the 75 out of 75 video, if you want to check that one out. And as you've already probably seen from the thumbnail. Well, here you might be asking, what was the hardest part of the whole challenge? And to be honest, it was the final 2 weeks. This was so incredibly hard. It was physically challenging because I just didn't have the energy that I needed. And it was mentally exhausting because I was doing exams, fighting cravings, and my stress levels were pretty high. When you're in a calorie deficit for a long time, it can really affect your hormones. Your hormones are so incredibly important for literally everything we do. So within a few days of finishing, I'll throw in this clip, but it was just at night time when I was just feeling really, really bad. So I said I'd record this part and show people what it's actually like and how 75 hard was not all sunshine and rainbows and easy for 75 days. Well, obviously it wasn't easy, like it has it in the title that it was 75 hard. But this part was really, really difficult. I'll throw this in now. So it is currently day 70 out of 75 hard, and I'm just feeling so flat. No energy, no motivation to do anything. It's not even like I want to just sit in bed and scroll all day. I can't even be arsed scrolling. Like, it's so hard to pick up the pen and start writing. I have 2 days left until my last exam. Like, motivation levels are at an all-time low. I just can't be arsed doing anything. I'm not even hungry. I literally have all the symptoms of, like, depression. I know I'm not depressed, but it's my hormone levels. Like, leptin must be really low, but if leptin was low, then I'd feel really hungry as well because it's the hunger hormone. But I don't know, it's just tough. It's tough out here. I don't even know why I'm yawning. I slept until 12 o'clock this morning, which was the biggest sleep in I've had in this whole 75 hard because I was working hard for the last few days. And today is Sunday, the 14th of December, and I didn't have any caffeine today either. That could play a big part in how I'm feeling. But
Yeah, not good. Never really want to feel like this again. And I know, hopefully, that if I was eating just yawning. I know that if I was eating at a normal calorie maintenance for a good few days, for a good few weeks, and just maintaining and building muscle and really being anabolic instead of tearing down my body, I feel like I'd feel a lot happier and a lot more motivation at the moment. But yeah, 5 days left to go, but the shit is 5 days. It's tough out here. It's lonely as well. Just in this room for the last 2 weeks. It's just lonely. And haven't seen my family in ages. Haven't seen anyone at home. It's a few days I went without having any human contact at all. Yeah. Trying to do a bit of study now on depression. How ironic. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
So yeah, that just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover. Everything that you see may not be so real.
So what changed in 75 days? And in my opinion, a lot changed. Not just my physical aspect, but my mentality changed completely as well. Just from eating real food, thinking clearly, to reading the book, I learned so much in those 75 days. Really good quote I heard from our podcast. Formal education will earn you a living. Self-education will earn you a fortune. I'm obviously not saying I'm earning a fortune, but it is something to think about. So is 75 actually worth it? And that answer honestly depends on what your goal is. The goal was to kind of teach me discipline as well as get into really good shape. But if you really want to just get into good shape, I wouldn't recommend doing 75 hard, because it's constant workouts every single day when that's not what you need to get into peak physical shape. You need rest days as well. It's a very disciplined challenge, which is what I liked about it. But it is tough work. Would I do it again? I probably wouldn't do it again. No, I would not do it again. Not because it's hard, but because there's no need to do it again. I'm still going to be going to the gym and that. You need rest days, which is why I wouldn't do it again. To conclude, as an experiment in discipline, 75 hard worked. As a lifestyle, I don't think it's sustainable. So yes, this was experiment 001. If you liked this, please leave a like and subscribe. Also check out the day 38 video and the day 75. This was the halfway point and the full-time point, if you want to see some actual results in those videos. So without further ado, thank you, and I'll catch you in the next experiment, because it's already under works and it's coming. Stay tuned.